Oh, fuck, I'm nearly 30. Uh,
Death's coming for us all, Dwibs. It's coming for you too.
Being the
Oh
youngest,
wow, what a what a
be,
shocker.
being the youngest member on this group, I cannot help but give my condolences in that regard.
well, hey, at least now, today we're doing a movie that's older than I am.
Yes, welcome to our preliminary Christmas commentary, aka Dwibs' birthday pick.
Yes, there's a little tradition here at Square Comms, but thankfully we are doing a good movie. And not just any good movie, this is the, okay. It's Hayao Miyazaki's second movie, technically. His first one was Castle Cagliostro, but it's his first movie, if you know what I mean.
Castle Cagliostro was a Lupin the Third movie, so it wasn't his movie. Like he was able to write it, but he wasn't creatively in charge. For this movie, yeah, this is entirely his story from the ground up, entirely with his fully in creative charge.
Yes, welcome to 1984's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. This film actually predated Studio Gibli by about a year. It was actually done by an animation studio known as Topcraft, who were mainly known for making a lot of Rankin and Bass productions, such as The Last Unicorn.
It's really interesting figuring out that a lot of staff from Rankin Bass actually went to work with Studio Gibli, of all people.
Well, it was Topcraft that were actually doing the animation.
I can tell, however, that this is not a story where men are written in books by rabbits.
Basically, when Hayao Miyazaki left Nippon Animation, he took pretty much all of the staff from this movie into Studio Gibli that he co-founded with Isao Takahata. And yeah, this movie retroactively now is considered a Studio Gibli film because when Studio Gibli got in a lot of monies, they could afford to actually buy this movie outright for themselves because Hayao wants his creations,
He did like Kiryu in Yakuza 0. He just went straight up with a suitcase full of fat cash.
Pretty much.
Right. Now, there's a couple of technical details. First, this is not the 1985 hack job Warriors of the Wind.
Thank God.
Just the name.
See, fun fact, everybody. Dwibs put me through that original 1985 dub, and it's terrible. Nausicaa, the woman they got to play Nausicaa is so bad. Oh,
Not just that. Again, it's pretty infamous if you already her by name. You probably know the story, but essentially it completely butchers the plot and trivializes the message, that the original movie we were about to see actually did. And as a result, it pissed off Miyazaki so much that he himself had to impose several very strict rules when it came to localizing, Studio Ghibli movies from that point afterward.
And that was after he got over him being so enraged he didn't have any of his work localized into English for quite a while after this. But we won't talk about that too much because it's a hack job so bad I'd rather watch the Digimon movie.
Hayao's all like the English language was a mistake. It's nothing but trash. So.
Really, that's it. And also, by the way, we're not commentating on it either because I value my life too much.
I mean, the English language is actually nonsense, so
But as what we're actually doing, we're doing the 2005 Disney dub starring Natalie Portman. It was apparently going to star her at some point, but for some reason it didn't happen, so we got Alison Lohman voicing Nausicaa instead, who me and Pedro have recently seen watching together that Tim Burton movie. What's it called?
Fish.
Yeah, Big Fish. Yeah, part one of the big duology from Tim Burton. And it stars a whole bunch of other people, but we'll get to those when their characters crop up.
A bunch of other people. That's nice.
What a description.
This actually goes in line with Studio Ghibli's method themselves because they themselves usually also get actors who are considered celebrities in Japan. So celebrity voices actually is a Studio Ghibli tradition, to be fair.
And we're going to skip all logos because depending on what versions of the film the logos they change a lot. So we're just going to save the hassle and start right before the movie begins. So is everyone ready to start?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Fun fact. Okay, let me say this before because someone eventually will be in the comments. Yes, Star Wars Episode 7 homage to this beginning sequence. Second, This is actually my favorite of the, Studio Ghibli now with that being cannibalized and everything movies. And with that, I'm not saying that they peaked with the first one and everything afterward was bad, but this is just so damn interesting to me that I love it to its core.
This movie is a fan favorite, so it's not like you're alone on that.
No, true. I
Um,
just wanted to give a complete statement.
For me, also, in terms of Hayao Miyazaki movies, my favorite is Howl's Moving Castle because that movie to me is the quintessential Hayao Miyazaki. It has everything: flying sequences, a touching love story, an anti-war sentiment, everything like a pro-nature sentiment as well. Everything is there.
Oh,
Ooh.
cute.
How long?
So yeah, this takes place in a post-apocalyptic place that rather than being, bombarded by radiation, having properly zombies or anything, instead is organically an apocalyptic world infested by molds, fungi, spores, and giant bugs.
That's
Also a
nuts.
chocobo.
Also,
And no, I'm not even kidding. Final Fantasy owes a lot of inspiration also from this. They
yes,
even mentioned that.
that's Patrick Stewart.
Sorry about that.
Well,
there you
hey,
go.
we got to hear Tony J for a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, it's both this movie and Castle in the Sky that were huge influences in Japanese media going forward.
I tell you,
By the
another.
way, there's also a person we haven't mentioned yet because this initial tapestry also foreshadows that. One particular animator who will start his career from this, and you can see here, Hideaki Anno. In case that name doesn't sound immediately familiar to you, is the creator of Evangelion and Shin Godzilla. So you can expect a lot of fucked up stuff in this.
Heck yeah.
And
Oh,
speaking
you watch
of,
Evangelion, Shiroi.
No, this is more about the fucked up stuff.
well, speaking of well-known, Ghibli people, this one was also the first to have the composing efforts for a Miyazaki movie of one Joe Hisashi.
Yep. So this is where they started their long-run partnership.
And yeah, me, Pager, and Shiri have all seen this film together, and basically, let's just say he's working out his style throughout the course of the whole movie.
I know what you mean, Dwibs, but I still love this soundtrack no matter what. Again, you're ring true in a sense because this was done in the 80s and it wears it proudly on its sleeves.
Well, yeah, this film is This film is so 1984. It both hurts / is really awesome at the same time.
Again, as I mentioned sporadically stuff like the Willy Wonka commentary, the 70s were such a relatively standard, bland decade that when it actually ended for cinema in the end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s, it's like there was an extra explosion of creativity, and this was actually one of the byproducts of that.
I remember too. The main reason for that is because it was around that time that a whole new generation of filmmakers started, making movies like Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah,
George
and again,
Lucas,
the big three Star Wars, The Exorcist, and Jaws basically unleashed the movies rather than just a selective kind of elite, instead to the more even more the people than anything.
It's a similar thing to the 90s Disney Renaissance. The reason that Renaissance happened to begin with was because the old guard was basically leaving and the new guard was taking over, fresh new people out of college that still had a lot of fresh blood in them. So.
And then we get to the Lion Guard.
Yeah, let's not talk about that in a minute.
How did we get from that to Lion Guard?
So yeah, this
because you kept saying old guard and new guard. So
okay.
This is our main heroine, Nausicaa. She doesn't have a last name.
Hey, it's funny, for as much as Miyazaki complains about how weebish anime is, I can't help but notice that literally the first shot we get of Nausicaa was literally looking up her fluttering skirt, yeah.
That's not the last one either. And yes, Shiro, in case you're wondering, Hollow Knight also took inspiration from this.
Huh, cool.
It's a good job she put just the right amount of gunpowder on there. If she put a bit too much, it would have blown
I
everything.
mean,
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, well done, Nausicaa. You've invented the world's first ash umbrella. But yeah, this whole bit was cut from the Warriors. Okay, I won't mention every single cut Warriors did because otherwise we'd be here all day. Something somewhere without a mask you could die.
Oh, if only.
let's not go there.
Imagine if this movie had gotten a
Again,
remake.
we can go to like almost 10 years ago because also The Last of Us got inspired by this.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if this had gotten a remake in 2020.
By America. Oof.
Oh, hello.
My Nausicaa senses are tingling.
She feels a disturbance in the force. Again, like I said, I was not kidding when saying that Star Wars Episode 7 took inspiration from this for its opening sequence.
Was that actually confirmed, or is that,
Yes,
speculation?
Yeah, J.J. Abrams not to be referential like that, you know that.
Oh, true. He did have the whole red arm from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay. I'm gonna stop Michael Bay if it kills me.
Like, Nausicaa is basically one of those filmmakers' film, like the kind of film that filmmakers absolutely adore.
When it comes to Western media, well, media of all kind, not just Western, but wanted to reference an anime in particular, it's either this or Akira.
Whee! Yes,
When it comes to 80s Miyazaki, I'm more inclined to Castle in the Sky because Castle in the Sky has exactly what I love in old 80s adventure movies.
Well, and there we go.
Oh, yeah. There's the 80s soundtrack.
Between the Monster and the soundtrack, I wonder if also Chrono Trigger got inspired by it.
Teo, like I said, that is more than just a possibility. It's almost a certainty. Like you can remember, Teo. Remember, Teo. What happened? Okay, it's not this movie. It's the one after this, Castle in the Sky. Let me ask you, Teo, see if you remember. What happens in the climax of Azrael Legacy?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. If there is one thing in this movie that's actually kind of hilarious, Okay, yes. If there's one thing this movie is actually kind of hilarious, half the time I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to fear for the characters or dance along with them.
That's the 80s in general
No,
when it
please
comes
don't
to
flash
music.
me.
Well, that's the only way it's going to respond.
So yeah, Nausicaa's strategy was just to temporarily blind the beast, just to calm it down.
I mean, yeah, it can't be.
Tell you, an asteroid.
And also we get Patrick Stewart for this stuff because, well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Like the primary rule that Studio Ghibli gives to studios dubbing their movies is that get capable A-list actors.
I love tiny little yellow things.
Now just make a U-turn and go back, pal.
So Patrick Stewart in a desert setting wearing something including a mask.
I will give him credit. They edited his voice enough to the point where you wouldn't be able to instantly recognize that that's Stewart.
I mean, he's wearing a mask, so yeah. Come on, birds.
Chocobos.
Yeah, chocobos, let's call them that. And then that's probably not the name for them here, but let's call them that.
They're the rare black chocobos.
Those normally should be able to fly.
So what's the plot of this movie?
Well, the plot itself hasn't actually properly kicked in yet. Right now, we're just introducing the world and the characters.
Hey.
Oh my god. That design. I'd recognize that female design from almost 50% of anime.
Job. It's like this movie was influential or something.
Possibly. This might be the Friends or Seinfeld of anime.
Disgustingly adorable.
And merchandisable.
It's so cute.
I don't know, Shiroi. It seems very angry.
It's an angry little floof. And she doesn't seem to mind, despite the fact that it literally tried to claw her
She literally flash grenade a giant bug, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this thing is...
It's like a mixture between a cat and a fennec.
I guess he is a little scared. But it's okay, despite the fact that he drew blood, she still ain't phased. Oh my god, those eyes! Christ!
He could be rabid.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say that. Nausicaa, for all you know, he could have rabies.
Hey, forget that though. What the heck was up with that girl's eyes? Those eyes looked as deep as an abyss there for a bit.
That's the Studio Ghibli eyes, Jova.
No, I mean,
also serves to establish the basic major traits of Nausicaa. She's well determined, and then has nerves of steel. She doesn't really panic into these kind of situations.
Like, seriously though, those eyes...
also nature.
Seriously though, those eyes look like that they could stare down a dragon with how deep and... Well, I guess when you zoom in on them, they look almost soulless inside.
This is one of the old marks of a Hayao Miyazaki movie. Plucky, strong female characters.
I'm gonna tell him to stop calling me Xandra as well.
Why would a secret room frighten people? What the heck are you hiding, young lady?
I don't know, Shiroi. Have you seen how weird secret rooms can get in Gen 3 of Pokemon?
There we go. There's the sweeping orchestra again.
Honestly, Honestly,
Remember Dwibs, the 80s could have everything. Remember also the Neverending Story was kind of like that. It had the epic, orchestra running into it, but also the boing type of thing.
honestly, I'm perfectly fine with there being a mix of stuff here. You don't have to limit yourself to just one genre for a film, so long as, obviously each music track is well crafted for each thing that it's applied to.
So here we are in the Valley of the Wind.
That's a terrible movie.
Or part of it.
By Jove.
Yeah. What do you mean I'm the only British sounding person who lives in this town?
And you're not even British, you're Scottish.
Lord Yupa reminds me of Matthew's design from the Anna Green Gables anime. Gee, it's almost like there were some more people working on that.
Yeah, it's like Takahata was a producer on this film.
Yeah, a lot of that's basically it, Jova. Like, you can think of Studio Ghibli as the spiritual successor to the World Masterpiece Theater series, because that's basically what they do. Well, aside from this, so this movie is actually an original story by Hayao Miyazaki, but a lot of their films are adapted from Western books. So
Yep. It's interesting how stuff goes all around here. Anime is inspired by Western culture, and some Western culture gets inspired by anime in a cycle.
That's the anime
we're all
cycle
inbred.
of
Good
life.
to know.
that's basically the cycle of life, basically.
Like, keep in mind, the first ever anime was actually based off of the Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Tezuka himself said so. Remember, Joe, Tezuka himself has said that Astro's hair is partly inspired by Mickey's ears.
So. Astro Boy may not technically be the very first anime, but it is the Mickey Mouse of anime. Which, to be fair, Mickey wasn't the first ever animation either, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That girl just takes everything in stride a little too much.
I mean, she's used to it at this point.
That's also the main quality that I absolutely adore about Nausicaa. She doesn't take shit for everyone, but she's still a compelling and endearing character instead of being an annoying jackass who constantly says that she needs no one to prove herself.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Oh, don't worry. Miyazaki's good with that. You don't have to worry about that.
Honestly, the thing is, a lot of people were good with writing strong female characters. I just don't get why we got to the point when suddenly people pretended like.
I told you in the past, Jola, simply put, we got a bunch of bad writers. It's simple as that.
Yeah. What annoys me is when people act like, oh, suddenly strong female characters are a rarity and we need to overcompensate for that with other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it seems like something is
actually went into scouting.
It seems like something's consuming kingdoms.
Yeah,
the toxic jungle, as we called it.
Yeah, basically it's spreading around and fucking everything up. Also, Trust McNeil, hello.
Yeah, that's not too surprising.
Needs more salt.
I mean, come now, come on now, as you know by the tapestry that's literally right in front of us.
It's all I ever talk about.
Yeah, even though I can't see it.
Man in Blue, huh? Now that makes me
So,
wonder.
I severely doubt how Phoenix Wright can save the world from a moldy apocalypse.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time for him. Well, okay. To be fair, the time he saved the world was from an apocalypse of a dark age of a law, so yeah, this might be a bit tougher. That said, he did help save the world in, well, actually, not just the world, but the entire multiverse in Project Cross Zone 2.
I should say about the soundtrack, as odd as it can be at times, I actually do like it. I've even downloaded it on Apple Music.
Now you got me thinking, though. What would a Studio Ghibli Ace Attorney movie be like?
Oh, I thought I was gonna say what's an airship and leave it at that because now I'm getting flashbacks to one of the old Thunderbirds movies. Thanks.
Wait, did they actually ask in one of those movies what an airship was?
No. It's just every time I hear airship, I think of a weird scene from one of the old Thunderbirds movies.
I was gonna say that would be so weird coming from that series.
Bitch,
Might as
I'm
well.
Nausicaa. I live for danger.
Might as well clear something up from earlier, since it also leads into something about this movie. Yes, like Jovo was saying earlier, yes, technically anime and manga was a thing before World War II, but then World War II happened, and let's just say pretty much Japanese culture was utterly destroyed and had to be basically built right back up from the ground up, and that's where Osamu Tezuka's Astro came into play.
That ain't good. It's an infestation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of manga, Dwibs, you actually own the manga for this, don't you?
Yes, it's really big and really heavy. Seriously, I could use it as a weightlifting machine.
Child, you're gonna crash!
Ah!
And yes, again, this also premieres Hayao Miyazaki obsessive love for air vehicles.
Oh no! As far as his obsession with planes is concerned, this movie is actually one of the tamer ones. To be honest with you,
In that regard, then,
It will eventually reach its apex with the Wind Rises.
Oh no, The Wind Rises is basic. Half of that movie is basically plain porn.
in that case, I'm guessing.
But yeah, this is not good.
Well, yeah, ship crash.
So, guess if that tells me one thing, if Miyazaki ever did make an Ace Attorney movie, the murder would most likely take place on an airplane, so that most of the investigation occurs on it while it's flying.
Hey,
Imagine a trial on the airplane. As a survivor.
Hey, there's one person.
Basically, Joe, it would be well, that's more of a blimp, but it would be more like the first case of Investigations 2, maybe.
Maybe.
It was a prisoner.
It's a blimp, right? If I remember correctly, I think it's a blimp.
I think it is. I need to recheck.
Oh.
What did she saw?
Uh-oh.
Something a bit graphic that we can't show.
Yeah, the movie never tells you, but it just allows her reaction to tell what the movie does. We don't know what it is, but we know it's bad.
I'm assuming... Okay, if this girl's about to die, I'm assuming it was a mortal wound. If not, I'm not sure.
I don't need to burn it. It's already on fire.
To
Oh.
no, sure. I got it. Dwibs, I got it. She could do the same thing Snapper Walter. I'm Longshot. You cannot save me. Please set me free.
Yeah, the track a bit earlier sounded like the Undertaker was gonna come.
Dead man walking.
Oh, crud. Oh, so they're like bees who just seem to have a telekinetic response when you kill one bee.
Don't worry, I'll use my powers of insect talking.
I outrank you. Shut up.
But they killed my mummy.
Your mommy was already meant to be dead. It is just a circle of life.
Now get play fetch.
I got it.
Basically, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what just happened, but she did it!
Don't worry, you sure you have holes in your wings, but you can do it. Yeah, one of the best things about this film is how it looks. Yeah, for a film, you wouldn't really be able. Okay, aside from the music, obviously, you wouldn't really be able to tell the film was made in 1984.
What do you mean?
Like, unlike a lot of other animated films around the time, where it either looks its age or looks a bit older than that, like I've seen for a few old Disney movies.
Well,
So
remember, Dwibs.
it looks very fluid.
Well, remember, Dwibs. Unlike American animation, the 70s and the late 70s and early 80s were kind of a golden age for Japanese animation. This was a time where the greatest animators that Japan has ever seen started to really rise, like Hayao Takahata, Yoshifumi Kondo, Hiroshi Saito, and so many others.
My work here is done.
So it seems that
You really didn't do anything.
So it seems like are kind of simultaneously giant bugs, but also kind of buses for smaller bugs.
Hey, it's one of the vehicles from General Borden for Metal Slug.
Yeah, that's like I said, it was the animation industry was thriving completely in the 70s, unlike what was happening at the time in the other side of the globe, where animation in the 70s works kind of a bit more.
It's called the dark age of animation for a good reason.
Basically, yeah, part of their daily task is to try any bits of the toxic jungle that somehow get through. They have to burn away.
Yeah. Mold, spores,
Thank goodness
all the
they
like.
have good enough controlled flames so that those don't catch on all the plants.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're looking at a forest fire happening here.
They have to be this precise.
Yeah, this kind of music. This is basically around this time. This is the music Joe Hisaishi was making, pretty much minimalist electronic stuff.
It works.
This is where he started. That's why. Again, that's why it was a very quite surprise for me when we go into the.
It's alive.
That's why it was to me at least, it was a very pleasant surprise in Ni no Kuni 2, where when we go to the broadleaf factory and Joe Hisaishi returns to his roots by providing an electronic tune for that dungeon. So it was a nice little callback to these days.
Uh-oh. For reference, because it was actually specifically mentioned in art books and medias, all the stuff involving the Giant Warriors was actually animated and drawn by Hideaki Anno, which it's become. If you've seen Evangelion, yeah, the designs are almost identical.
Yeah. In fact, I have another thing to talk about in terms of influence. Majora's Mask also drew inspiration from Hideaki Anno's work in this movie with the four giants in Majora's Mask. So. And yeah, another thing about Nausicaa is she has some amazing legs, and I mean that physically, because like this woman can run like she's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog at times.
Well, she is wearing blue.
And that little creature.
Yeah,
And that little creature manages to cling on no matter what.
Well, shit. We got
I'll be
intruders.
committed.
The creature's like, oh shit, you can
Rude.
Sure. The creature's like, you allowed me to bite you. I guess I'll stick with you. I guess you're cool.
Even when you're flying through the air.
Hey, she's trying out a window. That's very rude.
Rude.
You weren't even invited.
So maybe they're intruders.
Yes.
Or worse, more infestees.
Oh crap.
No, worse, even worse, invaders.
So yeah, intruders. Oh dear.
Might well.
Okay.
I'll beat the shit out of him myself.
Actually, yeah, as you're about to see.
Well, shit.
You brought a sword to a gunfight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only thing you don't see Nausicaa do in this movie is climb something.
Well, shit.
Oh crap. There you go, see, Sheree?
Okay, why don't you have guns like the other guys did? Also, how did she break a sword with a stick?
It's a magical
It's a
stick.
strong stick.
She even jumped like Sonic a little bit there.
Hold on.
Yeah, killing our leader isn't very nice.
You really just said, at least send a letter first before you bomb us. Jesus Christ.
So what?
Yeah,
Wow.
Represent.
which is why you killed somebody.
You kind of killed, yeah. Like, this is how you come to talk? Jeez, I hate to see how you actually do come for war.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Nausicaa. For as physically capable as she is, she actually doesn't like violence, and as you just saw there, she immediately deeply regretted her violent outburst.
Look, Mark, she was just tuckered out.
I mean, physically I am. Mentally, I'll get back to you.
Frontier Forces. We can make some Sonic games out of those.
And yes, Kashana is voiced by Uma Thurman, making for what I believe is like one of like maybe her only animated film appearance.
Uma Thurman, that is a random pick. Not like she's a bad actress, but this does not seem like her usual wheelhouse.
Disney dubs for Studio Gibli movies seemed always randomly casting. Yeah, and Bertoni had Liam Neeson for one name.
Which again is perfectly in line, because that's what Studio Ghibli themselves do in their original Japanese versions, because they always get actors who are Japanese celebrities to do the voices.
Which is also why, in hindsight, especially nowadays, these movies are more appreciated in the West, because Japanese fandoms tend to have sort of a preference over having just voice actors, and when a product is hiring celebrities instead, they treat it as a bad sign to begin with. Ooh.
He's having fun with the soundtrack.
So basically, this is a universe where space troopers were actually right on the money with how bad bugs can be.
Starship Troopers, yes.
So this is like the bubonic plague on steroids.
Mm-hmm. Ouch.
Robert.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes you queen now. Yeah, like, no, but there is seriously no excuse for these guys just storming in and killing their king. Like, dudes, what the hell?
Oh no.
It's the end of the war. It's the end of the war, Joe. As bad as it possibly be, it sadly is a war where might makes right.
And desperate, not to mention they're desperate. And
That's the thing, though. Like, their highness says, oh, we're just here to talk. Like, yeah, and by talk we mean literally kill your nobility.
And we're even bringing back that fucking thing.
So yeah, like you saw, Nausicaa asking no more sacrifice. Again, that's the cool thing about Nausicaa, the fact that she's such an incredibly capable warrior, a warrior of the wind, maybe Dwibs. But she actually doesn't like violence, which is why she now has profound regret of what she just did.
Oh, so you're considering just taking over the place whose nobility you killed.
Like Theo said, might makes right. That's how this world works.
So, yeah, I see we have an antagonist in these two.
No shit.
This kind of role would be sort of not revealing. Studio Gibli will eventually try again a role similar to this in Princess Mononoke.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I just want you to know that we are all doing this for the benefit of both of our societies.
This is all the greater
All
good.
about the greater good. The greater good.
See, out of good faith, we're leaving you with some food. Like the benefactors that we are.
You can also tell this was actually the first movie they did attempt, because most of the male characters have thick mustache and beards, so they can, cheapen out on the lip movement. I don't say it's necessarily a negative thing. It's more cute than anything to me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you always have to try and cut corners somewhere, but at least
What are
hide
you
it.
doing?
Sharpening its nails. Or claws, rather.
But
I think, yeah, there was something more. Yeah.
yeah, hey, we get to see Nausicaa's secret room.
Welcome to my creepy basement.
Hello, I'm Nausicaa. Welcome to my crib. My secret one, that is.
Where are you going? The Bat Cave?
Like, I made a secret room. How many stairs are there to this room?
Okay. Studio Ghibli Ace Attorney movie, and also a Studio Ghibli Batman movie. Make it happen. Like, no.
I'm not sure if Miyazaki. I'm not sure if Hayao would like that. It's probably a bit too violent for him.
I think.
Wait, hold on. And this isn't?
Well, I think Hayao Miyazaki, when it comes to the thematic, might work better with a sweet Superman.
So, the
Yeah,
secret
you know
room.
what? That's actually a good point, especially since Superman is basically an airplane given human form, too.
Secret room's a greenhouse.
What's that? It's a bird. It's Superman. It's a plane. Dun, dun, dun,
But yeah,
dun,
this Nausicaa is conducting experiments in her basement to see which plants work out, which are not toxic and can be cultivated, what can be salvaged from a toxic jungle, and so on.
God, she really is Batman.
Yeah, this is where it begins. One of the hallmarks of Hayao Miyazaki's body of work, the pro-nature sentiment. Miyazaki loves nature, and he puts always a pro-environmental message in every single one of his movies, and I do mean every single one.
So, yeah. The plants aren't exactly poisonous, it's the soil.
Yeah. But, the invasion happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
Oh, was that your first time?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, remember, she wants to be a pacifist no matter what, so
Could have fooled.
pushing her to that kind of brink was awful experience.
Sure could have fooled me. That girl showed herself to be quite capable. Damn.
That was rage.
That's the thing. She
It's-
doesn't
it
like
was-
the
and
fact that
also
she's
training,
capable. That's what I love about Nausicaa in particular as a protagonist. Like, it's such a great.
Not only. Sorry, go on.
It's such a great duality to have in a character. This character who's incredibly physically capable and incredibly smart, but she doesn't like using her best set of skills because of what they can do.
Not only the movie knows how to put the money where it's at with a message of actual pacifism, but it's not afraid also to provide an actual discussion about it with a deconstruction that properly done on the matter.
She died on the way back home. It'll all be fine.
That ominous note at the end says so.
It's also important to.
Joe loved to string on the piano.
It's also important to note something. The English version of this movie is a Disney production, and it's very fitting that we have a princess whose father dies. So yeah.
Considering how Disney now is forging even temporary contracts with properties they don't even technically own just for streaming on their platform, I wouldn't be too surprised if eventually this movie and the other Studio Gibli products end up on Disney Plus just for convenience sakes and because it makes sense for them to be there.
That's going to be a while because right now Netflix is in the middle of a contract with Studio Gibli to have their movies in there. So unless it all depends on whether Netflix is going to be interested in renewing that contract once it expires.
Disney looked at the original movie and was like, it seems the king has Disney-itis. We'll take care of this.
Don't mind if I do.
You see, Shiroi, dead parents is okay, but talking about menstruation, that's no good. Basically, for context, everybody, there's a movie called Only Yesterday that is a female coming-of-age story, and there's a point where it covers the female period, and Disney didn't localize that movie because we don't want to expose our audience to a movie that talks about menstruation. That's just no.
Did the executives forgot that Disney made a PSA short about it in the 50s or something?
But hang on, what's that over there?
It's really interesting considering now we have a Baymax short about menstruation.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a Star Wars TIE fighter.
Oh, you saw the Baymax shorts, Shiroi?
I saw that one.
Ah, okay. Watch the others; are all great.
And thus starts a long-running Studio Gibli tradition.
Star Warsing.
Basically, something in a movie, a thing in a movie you'd expect to work really well, but in fact is shit.
If stuff worked perfectly for movies, we wouldn't have movies.
They're gunships, for example.
But Shiri, what's it called? Haru
You want the
Suzumiya
character
told
to
me
call
with the
it
endless
out.
8 it is possible to have a cycle about nothing.
Like we both talked about before, Dwibs. Yes, we could have a Dr. House episode where it's just a guy who has a cold and House just gives him the cold medicine and that's it. But
So-
that wouldn't make for a very interesting episode, now would it?
Even one of the characters pointed out, God, these are some really flimsy ships.
That was 8 episodes of nothing.
Look at that. We just got a brief cleavage shot of Nausicaa. Nice.
It's all for Teto's safety. Totally. Yes. And again, anime's only a mistake when you're not the one doing it, Miyazaki. Don't get me wrong.
If I'm going to play a bit of devil's advocate, to his credit, usually when he means that, he means stuff that is really very, very, very weebsy, like full of boob shots and ass shots all the time. To be fair,
I don't think he might have also. Yeah, I thought he might also refer to that to also the Jesus.
Oh shit.
To the more focus on both more art style and fan service, in spite of the plot, not necessarily just its presence.
And down it goes.
Into the sea of clouds.
Don't think we'll be seeing him again.
Okay, so how do we get ourselves out of this one?
It's best to sum it up and conclude this. It's best to look at Hayao Miyazaki as one of those senile grandpas where you just go, just ignore him, just don't pay attention to him. He's just like.
The only
The
problem
grandpa
is
is great at telling stories, but you're forced to by the Christmas party because and then he starts rambling about their.
And God forbid if you're that grandpa's firstborn son or something. The heck was up with
the money?
Ouch. Yeah, the interesting thing about that job is that Hayao Miyazaki himself has actually openly admitted publicly that he's not a good father. So
God, so Goro's life story is an anime in and of itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you also seen that despite everything, Nausicaa was actually still willing to, not be a dick and still save the life of, a person that she should hate with her core.
Though, what was up with Uma Thurman's sinister gaze there?
She's just evil, Joe, because you haven't noticed until
Hey,
now.
it's like a disco.
But seriously though, that evil smile's like, aha, of course, now I've lost all my air forces. Like, I don't even get why she should look sinisterly happy about all this.
I love fire.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's the thing, Jova. In that same interview, Miyazaki even goes one further and flat out admits that by usual standards, he is not a good person. And even his response to what people say about him is, "Look, I could change my behavior according to what you guys want, but that would be me being deceitful."
That kind of sounds like a bit of an excuse to just be an asshole, but okay.
Well, again, Jova, it's best to look at Hayao Miyazaki as a senile grandpa that has lost his mind. Just don't take what he says at face value.
He's at that age.
It would be easy to ignore him
It's
if
funny,
he wasn't still churning out masterpieces which get a lot of attention.
People, if you know enough about memes on the matter, people have compared him to Junji Ito because they're basically their polar opposite in terms of what the people only know their work of think they are compared to what they actually are.
Yeah.
No.
Nausicaa, you.
The crazy shit I usually do.
Saving the day.
I'm guessing she took the mask off to prove a point, to show that it's not as toxic?
Yeah.
No, instead, she did. There you go.
Leadership.
Yeah, what they just said. Like, she wanted to calm them down, and because she knows that her people love hearing her reassurance.
And seeing her
that's the thing about
smile.
Nausicaa. That's the thing about Nausicaa. She's incredibly self-sacrificial.
I guess it is nice karma that the people who survived are mainly the villagers. That's some laser-guided karma right there. Now, what about the gunship? Because I noticed the gunship, it went down, but it didn't blow up like the other ships, so... He survived?
I guess we'll see.
Is someone on the organs?
Joe has
Stuart
also...
Copeland.
This new composer that I don't think you'll ever hear from again.
I can do Stuart Copeland.
Stuart Copeland. Copeland speaks more rhythm than anything else, but yeah. So there we are. We landed in pretty nice looking water.
It looks great, but when it comes to Studio Gibli water, Ponyo reigns supreme.
Oh, well,
The water
yeah.
animation in Ponyo is, oh my god.
Ponyo, a.k.a. Miyazaki's take on Little Mermaid.
Oh.
Oh shit, Dwibs, it's the woman with the golden gun.
Bling bling.
Yeah, see? Look what your accident caused.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Uma.
This is ironic, because in another case, she'd be playing a character who'd be tickled pink about all this.
Hey, I said don't fire.
Or
A fox squirrel?
Screw.
No, a fox squirrel killed my father.
You're being a little bitch.
uh-oh.
Oh, do I sense karma coming again? There's something in the water, isn't there? Oh! Wow!
Or as
The Ohms.
or as the Warriors of the Wind calls them, Gorgons.
Hey, if it's any consolation, the woman with the gun did it.
I don't
Gorgons.
think they care, Jova.
She did it.
Stupid name.
She did it. Look at her. Oh yeah, this bit here when me and Pedro watched Warriors, I remember one of Pedro's distinctions very clearly.
What?
They changed the dialogue around so that basically Zandra, as she's called in that version, says to Queen Selena, "You're not as evil as you think you are," and then Selena says, "Oh, but I am," like a funny Saturday morning cartoon.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll
I
explain
won't.
after this.
I won't lie. That does sound like an actually kind of awesome line. What the?
Now she's unlocking level. She's on level 2 of her skill tree.
The is just checking her out to make sure she's cool.
Creeper.
Yeah.
That's Joe Hisashi's daughter doing the lying.
Yeah.
Cute.
She later will go on to sing the theme song for Ponyo and the theme song for Ni no Kuni 1.
English version as well?
No, the Japanese version.
Figured.
The English version of that song was sung by a British choir boy.
There. Now you've unlocked what would be a cool power name?
La 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 la.
We have to go now. Oh God, I know our ocean needs us.
So did that
I spent enough time with you humans.
So did that literally just show up to give her exposition?
Visual exposition. See the thing about Hayao Miyazaki, like we've always talked about the whole show don't tell thing. Hayao Miyazaki takes that line show don't tell as a life philosophy. You will never see very rarely will you see verbal exposition. Hayao Miyazaki, when he can show it, he will, even if he has to pull some kind of plot element out of his ass to do it.
But surely Nausicaa can't calm down all those creatures at once.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb is when the owner's eyes go red, that's a bad sign.
I'll be taking that gun, thank you.
I love how she's completely stunned from the whole ordeal.
I mean, that was a lot.
Hey.
Alright, I might as well explain that thing that was just said. Okay, see, my problem with that line from the 85 dub that was just said, the thing is, again, going back, and this is especially in the case of Studio Gibli films in particular, ask any teacher in writing classes and they'll tell you, the primary, main thing you need to remember when writing a villain is that villains do not think they're evil, they think they're in the right. Look at Thanos from Infinity War.
I would say that's a good rule of thumb to have, but I don't think it necessarily applies to every villain in that regard. Oh. That was a close call.
Come on, guys, let's dance to the groovy Escape the Caterpillar song.
Again, I am completely fine with the 80s aesthetic going on with the music here.
I mean, I grew up with a lot of stuff like this, so I'm cool with it too.
Honestly, I wouldn't even...
Go on.
This music does work because it's still energetic enough, which I feel goes well enough with the speed of the scene.
Oh shit! I killed the main character.
Although I gotta tell you, Dwibs, I can't wait to show you the pinnacle of 80s soundtracks with the Transformers 1986 film.
They were going to say the Felix the Cat movie.
And so Nausicaa died. Oh, that was the end of the movie, everyone.
Was that the 80s?
Yes.
I guess it checks out. It's even got that song that sounds a bit like Highway to the Danger Zone. Hey, boy, you okay?
Oh, shit.
Wow. This stage just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Fortunately, neither of these guys are from the Graham family. Glug, 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 glug.
How appropriate.
Well, shit. Main character's out of the picture, and now we got all this going on.
She's a little down in the dumps right now.
Please leave a message. Oh, wait, you can't. There's no phones. But I want to play with the flowers. They don't look very happy, though.
Mhm.
Ah. Oh, how rude.
They're not like you and me, which means they must be evil.
They killed it.
We're gonna kill it.
Yeah. What was that hobby just then?
While Dwibs, the music is not diegetic.
And yeah, everybody, you might remember from our Nino Kuni playthroughs where sometimes when there's like a big important flashback and it's done in that
Art style, yeah.
use with art style, it's from this movie that Level 5 took it from specifically.
This is the bluest thing I've ever seen.
It's the Ashen Lake from Dark Souls. It even has the archtrees all over the place. So
Telling me. And yes, that is Shia LaBeouf.
oh my god, it's him?
Yeah,
I didn't do that. For reference audience, this is the first time I'm hearing the English dub, so I didn't even know what actors were involved.
Yes, as you can see, they only got the cream of the corn here.
Only the best.
Well, don't you know? Yes.
He's not bad in this movie, to be fair.
To be fair, he's perfectly fine in this movie because, again, he pretty much gives the exact same kind of reserved performance that the Japanese actor does.
Okay, honestly. all joking aside, was Shia LaBeouf really that bad of an actor? Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know that he had some personal issues, and he's retired from acting, as far as I can recall. As far as I know.
How old is he here?
Shia LaBeouf is not a bad actor. It's more so that he's been in a lot of bad movies.
Well, what I recall is what I mean is there got to a point where there was a massive stigma against him, even worse than the likes with Taylor Kitsch.
See, it's because of his character in performance. See, his character in performance was always constantly told by Michael Bay to sound so grating and annoying and whiny that
also Indiana Jones and Between Crystal Skull.
Yeah, that movie didn't help either. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even think that movie's bad, but I can totally get the problems with it. And
that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the term tree hugger came from.
No, I will, but no. To give him credit, he's no Justin Chatwin. I will give him that. Justin Chatwin. If you want to talk about Justin Chatwin, now that guy,
Okay, I wonder, with Justin Chatwin, was that a case of him just having bad luck with the roles he got, or was he just a bad actor altogether?
Honestly, Jova, he once was directed by Steven freaking Spielberg, and yet his performance was still really monotone and dull.
Which movie was that?
War of the Worlds.
He was in that.
I want
Oh my God!
I want to remind you, Pedro. I want to remind you, Pedro, that is the same movie where Dakota Fanning is directed to scream her lungs every 2 seconds.
Oh my God, Dakota Fanning.
That was also not one of Dakota Fanning's best times. Yeah, true. But
that's what I mean. I think the problem might have been the directing, not the.
No. Okay, I'm gonna be fair to War of the Worlds. I don't think it's a bad movie. So, and again, to Spielberg's credit, when it comes to Justin Chatwin, have we seen anything where he's turned in a good performance? Well, okay, I guess.
Not me. Nausicaa, are you sunbathing or what?
Yeah. Let's keep going for the movie for a while while I check his career.
You tend to pass out a lot, girl.
She's had a rough day, to be fair.
But she looks happy this time.
Aside from War of the World, the three primary roles are known for him for his Dragon Ball Evolution, Baby Geniuses 2, and...
Oh, that girl that died earlier in that plane crash was his twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
So that attack of his was revenge, essentially.
Exactly.
And oh boy, I'll give him credit. He took out pretty much all those giant ships, Can
they at least taste nice, though?
Food that's good for you often doesn't taste great.
Only fruit does. Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. But fruit is very nice, yes. I'm done with you talking.
That was a nice conversation. Just say, you're as bad as the enemy. He rebukes. Now let's go to sleep.
Well, I mean, he hasn't got
Nausicaa is,
That was a
Nausicaa is
Nausicaa.
practical. She doesn't want to entertain in shit takes.
What's important here is that you're wrong.
So
How
what are you
lovely.
gonna do? Make a giant mecha?
I'll give Chris Sarandon credit as well as Kuroto. He's very snarky.
Snooty. Yeah,
Well,
he
that's
gets the
how
role.
that's
Also,
how the
just
Japanese actor plays him as well. So.
to answer your question, Jova, closer.
My God.
You're attracted to hot.
Okay, let's rename this as Hayao Miyazaki's Little Book of Fetishism.
Yeah, pretty
This guy
much.
just unlocked a new fetish.
Also,
Okay.
another fun fact: the last Dell, that girl who died earlier, she's voiced by the English voice actress of Dawn and Pokemon,
Huh.
Emily Bauer.
While I stare at this thing.
This beautiful.
To be fair, with that
thing.
kind of character design, you should expect an opportunist.
Either way, I'll be right.
Yes, but might as well. That actually is a good segue too. Might as well talk about this was also back when Yoshifumi Kondo, another Studio Gibli legend, was fortunately still with us. Before Yoshiyuki Momose, who you guys may know as the character designer and animation director of Ni no Kuni series, Yoshifumi Kondo was the primary art director, character designer of the Studio Gibli studio. So yeah, you can thank him for the. He also worked on the Tom Sawyer World Masterpiece Theater series.
It's really a literal well-walking weapon of mass destruction. And yeah, that's the worst part. Nausicaa's village was attacked only just because the ship had crashed the night before and it had contained that organic heart. It wasn't even a matter of desiring this or anything, just that petty.
Prosthetic.
Cute.
She's Valenian, the blade of Mikola.
There are a lot of interpretations I can make from that line.
Okay, Pedro.
But half of them are rated NC-17, so we'll move on.
Wait, what line?
The lucky
on,
man
go
who
ahead,
gets to be my husband will see much more than that.
Oh my.
Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I think she knew exactly what she was doing with that statement. Although, I'll be honest, I'm sure there are plenty of men who will be able to look past that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, things back at home are not getting better.
I noticed.
Jova, some people are into prosthetics. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
noticed
sure.
that you don't have
Oh, sure. I know. I've seen Titanic.
I noticed that you don't have a hand, honey. That happens to be my fetish.
Anyway, checked in the meantime, Pedro, just to be sure for just in chat with. I don't recognize much. In terms of movies, you're kind of right, there's nothing, but he's still doing works to this very day, but I don't really recognize anything particularly that stands out. On TV, on the other hand, he has appeared occasionally in good series like Doctor Who and Lost. So there is that.
Was he good in those?
It's for characters for single episodes, so
Okay,
You need
like,
to remember the specifics.
I guess my take on Justin Chatwin is this. I'm sure he's a nice guy. You know what? Maybe with the right niche, he can have a good acting bout here and there. It's just that... Oh.
The spread is spreading very fast.
We're whacking this tree with a shovel.
It's the only way.
Oh, what about the only way? Damn it!
Grandma, take your meds.
I can't see them. How am I supposed to take my meds if I can't see them?
So yeah, as far as the villagers know, the Tomikians kind of doomed them by bringing infection here.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah, but they never thought of that.
How many hidden weapons do you have in that thing?
Classic Bond villain.
I wouldn't be surprised if her entire body is a living weapon at this point. Has it gotten too toxic for even them?
Don't worry, we'll get some help from Pedgites.
Right.
But,
Yeah, that's definitely Shia LaBeouf.
Oof.
Wait.
Me and my friends.
Oh snap! Was I right?
Me and my friends back in the late 2000s, we used to joke around and call him Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. This bit of the soundtrack always reminds me of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Damn.
Yeah.
The sick beat is telling me something ain't fly here, yo.
If you remember, Ennio Morricone did something similar for John Carpenter's The Thing 3 years prior to the release, like 2 years prior to the release of this movie.
Yeah, so it tells me Pedgites see better days.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Both people and the bugs are dead. What the heck happened here?
Ah.
Sorry, dude. So, he might be the only person left alive from this whole village now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this was the capital, by the way.
Eh? Oh, okay. Maybe somebody's still alive.
Remember, a kingdom is not composed by just a capital.
Mark Hamill, of course. Yes, Mark Hamill's in this movie.
About that. Hey!
Awkward.
Reminds me of the title of the movie.
Did Mark Hamill play a person that's not really nice? Was Luke Skywalker really the only role over good that this guy ever had?
Not necessarily. He's had some other roles where he played good guys.
I want to remind that he appeared in only one episode of Murder, She Wrote, and he turned out to be the killer in that one.
Of course he did. Why am I not surprised?
Well, shit.
Again, the Valley Wind is just caught in the middle of this.
I'm gonna escape it. Oh wait, no, I'm not.
Okay, with all due respect, do you have another solution, Princess? Oh.
That's not telling.
Oh.
Holy cow, this dude loses his sister, loses a lot of his people, turns on his people, and now he's just been slashed in the back.
It was an attempt.
Okay, well, one thing I will say, okay, for the most, sometimes in regards to Alison Lohman as Nausicaa, sometimes she's just fine, but when it comes to like the bigger bits like just then, I think she's actually pretty good. Meanwhile, there's a battle going on.
So, Uma, why did you have to take off all your other armor?
Maybe it was a bit too hard to move around in it.
Just to run around, trying to escape.
So I see you're doing a terrible job, dude.
Yoink.
Boom.
No. That's not how you do it. Like, you use proximity mines. That usually works in Metal Gear.
But that damages the vehicle, and they want that.
Yeah. Commandeer the vehicle.
Oh shit, you got it in reverse.
Yeah, run them over. Hey, this tank's new to me, alright?
Oh, it's a good thing this tank can also defy the laws of physics. By all intents and purposes, that tank should have fallen there, but whatever.
Bollocks. I took it well.
I love this guy. Oh shit, she's still alive. And here I thought that was gonna be the new head.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna be her simp forever.
Oh, I wouldn't even say he simps for her. I mean, it's more so that...
Don't, quick, guys! The Undertaker's gonna come and take your souls!
Joke's on you, I have no soul to take.
Oh, what's our golden tanks? So, things could be going better.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nausicaa, think this way. You're sitting next to a bunch of potatoes.
Hi.
Thank you, Jodie Benson. You are our only hope.
Yes, that's Jodie Benson, by the way.
Yeah, there's not much time.
Don't worry, we'll tell you when we buried your daughter. She looks like she changed her hair colour, but okay, whatever.
Just to be safe, you probably should have left the headdress on for a little bit. Just in case you're caught,
Oh, I don't saw her. Oh, shit.
Oh, never mind.
You jinxed it, Dwibs.
Oops. Oh no, I jinxed a nearly 40-year-old movie.
You changed the future to change the past. What have you done?
Please.
No, we are not doing this, Shiroi. So shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go in the corner.
Shiroi, you remember who's...
All right, now stay in that
Some
corner.
flashing is your
Yes,
some flashing is your punishment.
Now stay in
Damn
that
it.
corner. Now stay in that corner. Here's your dunce hat.
The movie knew I'd say this, so it's doing this to me.
Shiroi, remember who's choosing our next pick out of me and you?
I've seen some shit, so pick wisely.
I have a good idea.
I'm a little scared.
If you want to scare her, just pick Faladay. There you go.
I thought you wanted me on that for a commentary live reaction specifically.
Or that, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
All right, lads, let's do the plane hijacking scene from Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it's about time to make choices. Uh-oh.
Whee! So now we're in a race against the clock. She has to get there before the Ohms run over the whole village.
That reminds me, Shiro, I might as well bring up, since we're this topic, since it actually is a bit, I do want to make a point about related to this movie.
All right.
About Mamoru Hosoda's recent statements about Hayao Miyazaki.
Miyazaki can't write good female characters or whatever.
Well, okay. I should explain first.
Yeah, go ahead.
For those who don't know, Mamoru Hosoda is a famous Japanese animation director who made some excellent films like Summer Wars, Mirai no Mirai, Wolf Children, The Girl Who Left for Time, and so on, and more recently Belle. He earlier this year in 2022, he made some statements about Hayao Miyazaki, saying that he has a problem with how he writes female characters. Because according to Mamoru Hosoda, Miyazaki puts women in a pedestal and gives them no flaws. Like he just turns, like, according to him, he writes Mary Sue type characters. Which is something that, as you can probably guess, anyone who knows anything about Hayao Miyazaki's body of work will immediately tell you that pretty much every single person that heard his words immediately went, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
Yeah, like if you check what the comments were like from like Japanese audiences, it was mostly the same thing.
Yeah, like everybody was all like, "Did you smoke something bad that did something?"
It's like, what is this bullshit?
Because basically it's yeah, and some people even try. Okay, the one possible argument you can make for that is Nausicaa herself, because Nausicaa is of course super capable, and she always has a plan. She always has something, and so like at best you can say that Nausicaa it may be one of them because she doesn't have any major character flaws. But outside of that, But outside of that, not really. Pretty much every one of the others has. Like it's not. But the basic point is that Mamoru Hosoda accuses Miyazaki of putting women in a pedestal.
Maybe I misheard, but if I recall correctly, you did mention that you didn't consider Nausicaa having character flaws.
Well, no. She has character flaws, but she doesn't have any like. Okay, let me use an example. Okay, give me a moment so I can come up with a good example to compare.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have one.
Go on.
She's incredibly reckless, as I think Tio said, but her recklessness hasn't really gotten her into trouble.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to
like
put it.
She usually comes out of it largely unscathed. I think that might be the issue.
For example,
it also feels more logical and human.
Yeah, like for example, she breathes in the toxic air and comes out pretty much unscathed from it. So don't get me wrong, I love Nausicaa. It's just that I'm just trying my best to somehow give. Again, I'm trying my best to make this stupid statement somehow make sense. Yes,
okay,
Jova,
to be fair, with her taking the mask thing off, she said that like if she had it out for 5 minutes, it would be bad. She had it off for way less than the 5 minutes there, so that's fine. I do think here's my one issue with Nausicaa, though. She constantly goes berating everyone, saying, "No, don't do this," but she never seems to offer a better solution in some of those big moments. Like, again, when the guy said, "Well, what should we do? Just surrender to them?" And then she says, "Oh, Asbel, tell them that they're wrong." I'm like, girl, why don't you try giving them a better solution or something? Again, it ain't pretty, but given the point of desperation that they've been pushed to, again, a solution was what they needed, not just being told that they're wrong.
The point of that scene also is that Nausicaa knows that on the long run, the solution that the Mark Hamill's faction wants to do will make all of them dead. So she wants, for as illogical as she is, she wants to prioritize, a scenario where the most people leave, basically.
Also, see, he does start simping.
I mean,
I guess maybe you can argue. I guess Joby, you can make an argument that that's her primary character flaw. Maybe then.
I don't know because the movie doesn't seem.
She doesn't think things through.
I don't know because the movie doesn't really address that as an issue. So I don't know if that's an.
I was about to say that too. It's not really presented as a flaw.
Yeah.
I do love the character and this movie, but yeah, it's just. If we're talking about that specific statement you brought up, then this would be the one that would apply.
This one's basically a prototype for what will come later.
Yeah, okay. Like
specifically,
Nausicaa isn't a bad character, but there are some issues in how rarely does anyone ever call her out on the fact that her main argument seems to be, "No, you're wrong," and that's that.
Sorry, guys. Heads up, someone's calling on the phone. Sounds like someone was trying to call Nausicaa on a mobile.
Almost out of fuel.
Oh dear.
Oh boy, got my favourite scene coming up.
Oh really?
Yeah. Not yet, though.
Yeah, this upcoming scene, like we talked about, like my distaste for the woman who played Nausicaa in Warriors of the Wind. Dwibs was very disappointed by the Warriors of the Wind version of this upcoming scene we're gonna get because of how the actress just can't sell that scene to save our lives.
It's not yet. What's that up there?
Hmm?
Yeah, I left my binoculars at home. Shit. Of all the times to leave that figure of hers at home.
So Dwibs, have you actually sat down and read the manga?
I've read a bit of it, but remember, it's a big manga. It's going to take me a while.
Oh, so this was a
Well,
manga before the movie.
It's
Yes.
the contrary, Jova.
Oh, was it?
The novelization
Okay.
was made.
Oh, okay then.
So, who's the artist for the manga? Or did they still get, Huh?
Hayao
Miyazaki.
himself. Yeah, Hayao himself.
But what is that over there? Oh.
Yeah.
That's a baby?
It's tiny.
Well, it's tinier than the others, so
Mhm.
Yeah, remember, Jova, these things are huge.
True, yeah. It's just like, well, with the scale that thing was shown, it looked like an adult being dangled there, but I guess if you zoom out perspective-wise, it's shown that it's smaller than the adults.
Well, David, there's an answer to something. Nausicaa don't want someone to do something. They say, well, what should we do? And Nausicaa's like,
Holy
I got the
shit.
good idea.
that's fucking a piece of metal that was bolted to that she just tore off of her own bare hand. Jesus Christ, how strong is she?
She's not someone you'd want to annoy.
Oh, yeah, that's the people that killed her dad, that.
Oh, great.
Swear.
So you're all... Good to know you're all terrible.
Yeah, basically, she's really impatient, and she wants to unleash the warrior now. Damn it!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the queen or whatever, and leader of this operation. Will do what I say.
It's funny, they call it a gunship. Its front end is literally shaped like a 2.5 mm caliber.
Whack. Your simping nearly killed you.
I just got here.
It's just the Northern Lights, don't be afraid.
Localized entirely in the desert?
Yes.
Listen, we can see. We know it's not that.
When that does that, well, children, there's no stopping now. I guess we're all fucked. So start saying your prayers.
Oh, how noble of you.
Could you have it ready in the next 5 seconds?
Yeah.
That's what she's gonna try.
I'm not sure they can hear you over the gunfire!
What
It's
did
a
she
good
say?
It's a good thing they have the aim of stormtroopers.
Well, to be fair, they are trying to keep on her. It's just that she's quick enough to outmaneuver them.
Was that James Arnold Taylor?
Huh. Eh?
That's James Arnold Taylor, definitely.
Yeah, because remember, she's wearing her clothes.
Fuck.
And there goes the glider. Oh yeah, here we go.
Landed onto one of the...
Oh yeah, here we go. Ow.
Ow.
Don't worry, they all survived.
You are lucky you managed to land in that pot just right.
Don't worry, the little critter survived too.
Of course he did.
But the old
Yes,
stress considering it's bleeding.
All right, Liz, here comes your scene.
But bit of an issue. Remember, it's called the Acid Lake for a reason. Ow, it hurts. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, that one's definitely a baby.
I want to go for a swim.
I'm gonna go for a swim. Bye.
Eh.
Yeah, the rest of the Stampede cannot really move that much. Speaking of the...
Yeah, like that.
Ah, see?
Yeah, this is the scene that me and Liz were talking about. The woman from the '85 dub. Yeah, her scream doesn't sound nearly as good.
Yeah, 'cause
I don't want to hear it.
That's like okay, basic. It's like how I described it in the chat. At least when Alison Lohman does it, it does sound like my foot's burning in acid. Ah! Whereas in that version, it's like, ow, someone dropped something on my foot.
Hmm. Also, I see that same thing that happened in Land Before Time, Stone of Cold Fire, is going on with her shirt suddenly turning into dark blue to try and simulate the dark lighting.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, basically,
Hey, Pedro.
And the foot's practically burning, searing right now. She's still trying her damn hardest.
Hey, Pedro, maybe Land Before Time was also trying to pay an homage to Nausicaa with that.
Where are the old?
I guess.
Yeah, we know. We just want to go wreck some stuff up.
Actually, no. We just want to kill things.
Yeah,
We're fine.
like
Oh yeah, I also love this bit coming up with those two guys in Nausicaa.
Yep.
Dance for me!
Dance, bitch.
I stutter.
Yeah, that's basically.
And you won't either if you don't take me there.
That's it.
This was 2005, so James Arnold Taylor was still relatively newcomer as a voice actor.
oh, did you confirm that that's him?
It literally sounds like him. If it's not him,
Well,
it's kind of like that Sam Riegel sounded like in Time and Eternity.
well, can't be too careful. Let's see.
Yes, Taylor's right. It's James Arnold Taylor. We also have Frank Welker as Gaul.
Not to worry.
Oh, no
Kushana-
surprise Frank Welker's in this.
Oh boy. Remember what they said? Everything about the warrior was actually probably Yakiano, so...
Huh, I didn't actually notice this. The mayor of Pejit is played by Mark Hamill. Actually, didn't.
Yeah, we
I
mentioned
didn't
that
catch
earlier.
We've
Oh, did we?
mentioned
Oh,
that.
Oh, did we? Okay. Sorry.
But as you can see, the warrior is not exactly in prime condition.
Well, if like Bio Broly, you mean, he's in perfect shape.
Yeah, basically, they're supposed to wait a bit, but Kushana was too impatient. And,
Well, that's embarrassing.
Oh, I'm seeing here. Mona Marshall was in the Warriors of the Wind dub as credited as woman.
Also,
just
also
woman.
Kevin Clark.
Yeah, and I love her credit here on IMDb. Mona Marshall as woman, just woman.
And that's what it did when it was neutered.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can find.
Studio Gibli commissioned in the
wait.
2000, I forgot exactly when.
Oh yeah, right,
Remember,
there's
it's
still more
it's
of
a
them.
horror, it means there's a lot of them.
still more.
Studio Ghibli commissioned a short that combines the stock live action footage and CGI about is a stealth prequel about one of these warriors actually appearing and destroying Tokyo. And it's done in a similar way that Shin Godzilla will later be made.
But yeah, obviously it's firepower's not exactly. Yeah, there you go. What is it even made out of?
Bone and flesh, like most things. Just giant.
And nuclear material. That thing's radioactive.
So what you're saying is that the Earth is getting pissed, so we have to pay for that.
Check us out. There's Susan Davies, the woman who played Princess Xandra, aka 85 Nausicaa. Her most well-known role is for being the voice of Pippi Longstocking in the '60s series. So that's her big claim to fame. Hopefully, she's better than that.
I hope so too. You know, there's something familiar about her clothing, but I don't know what. And there you go.
Jesus.
Oh!
Also, not in this, but her traditional uniform, her leg, cover, were kind of similar to the same one that Mega Man X has.
Well, alas, our main character is dead.
Or is she?
Everyone is about to die.
No, she's fine. She survived everything else.
They're literally attacking everything except the one thing that's already dead.
Hey, it's a giant city. Oh.
Oh, but look at that.
Hey. Is this Joe Sashi on a, what's it called when you speak into a synthesized voice box? Obviously.
These things look really cool.
We're actually alive!
I know, because I have a rage radar.
Yes.
Also remember, this is a fictional product with a blind person, which means every single other one of their senses is, super acute.
I get that, but so she can detect changes in emotions.
She looks rather intact for someone who got trampled.
Well, she was
So
yeeted up into the air. They avoided her every other time.
The brokenness is inside of her.
Right.
And now the are like, oops.
Well, humanity isn't completely fucked up. I guess we'll let the rest of you live if you'll behave.
How ironic is it that the only people that the
Physically.
Ohm killed here was the one who was... Oh, wait, no! What a shock.
The
I
little
think she might
fox
be
is still
alive.
alive.
Yes.
Wouldn't that just be ironic that the one human they did kill was the one who was actually nice?
But what is this?
Also the case of human sucks, except a couple of them that we need to endure a punishment from nature to, cleanse their sins.
So,
And they take away the good people, as always.
Yeah, when I first saw this bit, I thought it was going to turn out that, wait, are they sucking out her? I don't know.
This is also this particular scene is also one where the Wachowskis kind of ripped off in Matrix Revolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Referenced or actually ripped off?
Well, that's why I said kind of, Shiro.
I mean, there is a difference between referencing and ripping off, and
But,
is... Oh. Yes.
you-
It's
And
always
on that
up and
day,
down.
Nausicaa rose from the dead.
remember what they said there at the beginning?
Yep. She is the warrior in blue.
Yeah.
Except the prophecy got the gender wrong.
Although...
Except she is actually dead,
Oh.
Shoba.
Oh, really?
No, she's not dead. But... Yeah, basically, whoever wrote that prophecy made a bit of a mistake.
Also, yeah, for some reason, her outfit does stay blue, despite...
It was stained with blue blood.
I get the feeling Miyazaki got to this point in the movie, and oh wait, I made the prediction for it to be a person in blue, didn't I? Color her outfit blue. There you go.
Well, I mean, okay,
Make it pink.
Ooh.
Make it blue.
okay,
Make it pink.
Yeah.
Basically.
to be fair, it didn't come out of nowhere. It was, because when you remember she was trying to push the Oma away from the acid lake, it stained
Mhm.
what she was wearing. Fire whoever wrote that prophecy.
So there you go. The whoever made the
They even
prophecy
got the-
clearly got something wrong.
Well, did
They
they
got
ever...
blue.
Including the
Close,
animal
right?
companion.
Did they ever say specifically that the prophecy was of a man?
Yes.
Well, we just saw the how the men in the scrolls looked like even in that
Yeah.
flash just now.
I mean, granted, I always just took that to mean a warrior. It didn't necessarily mean it had to be a man.
Hey, the glider's all right.
When it comes to these kind of terms, that means it's referred to a generic statement.
Oh! So she just
Is it
walked off
Tunnel
him,
Snake?
and there, she's good.
Okay, to clarify, I couldn't remember quite how it happened, and I thought her being on that gold field was some kind of metaphor stuff.
No.
No,
Sherry,
she actually survived this.
No, Sherry, this isn't Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh.
Like, we can have some good uplifting moments here. Oh, and that's the
Yeah,
end.
that's how the movie ends.
Remember, in traditional Japanese films,
Yeah.
the story kind of keeps going through the credits.
Yeah, this is something that some people have a bit of a thing with Studio Ghibli films, because usually the way Ghibli films, especially Hayao's films, is that the credits start rolling during the ending scenes, basically.
So I guess the Tamilkans are finally just going to piss off.
Sorry, we
And
crossed your
hopefully stay
house.
quiet.
Now, Asbel, you have betrayed... Well, no, I guess he's fine, and hopefully his people will have, let go of that whole idea of luring the bugs here.
Now it's just time to rebuild
Neat.
and try to be decent fucking folks.
I mean, to be fair, for the most part, the villagers were just minding their own business until the Tamilkans just came to town.
Weekends.
Mm-hmm. It is actually, Joe. Again, if you know the story of stuff like Marvel 3, you know that this is a common also type of plot. The quiet village that wants to stay away from the war, that gets instead entangled for the pettiest of reason, and peaceful days are ruined forever, and the people inhabiting painted forever as well.
Okay, one thing I should mention, actually, the manga started 2 years before this film came out, and it carried on till 1994, but obviously taking some hiatuses because Miyazaki was really, really busy.
Oh yeah, right, her mask.
There you go.
Just to show that nature is healing.
Exactly.
Oh, that was
Oh.
easy.
That was it. That was it.
And
That's it.
All right then. Final thoughts then.
final thoughts.
I'll go first, but I will stick around because I want to hear what you guys think. I really do like this movie. Obviously, later movies would take what was done in this one and refine them over time.
Mhm.
But hey, for a first attempt at this formula, it's really, really good. I really like Nausicaa's character. I think the story is easy enough to understand. I mean, it's a kids' movie still at the end of the day, even though yes, there are scenes with spears in animals and them bleeding. But
I think all ages is a better way to describe it.
yeah, all ages, pretty much. I like the voice acting as well. I mean, like I said, I think there are points where Loma's just kind of, it's fine, but it's not quite fully there. But then comes the big things like the acid lake scene and basically every scene where she has to yell, and she does pretty good at that. Then there's of course Patrick Stewart, Uma Thurman, who is really good considering this is, from what I understand, her only film animated role. And all the rest of the cast are good too. The animation, really does still hold up in spite of being, Christ, nearly 40 years old now. 2 more years from this point.
Mhm.
Anything else in particular?
The
oh,
writing.
Did
yeah.
you mention the music?
Yeah, I mentioned the music.
What do
Yeah,
you
I'll
think of the
mention
Okay.
writing overall?
Well, again, I think it's always pretty solid. Again, it's like what I said before. Obviously, future films take bits from this and refine them more, but again, good for a first attempt. Again, the music, yeah. okay. I do like the music overall. I mean, I got it on iTunes, which is a good sign. I mean, there are a couple of bits where it does sound a bit too funky for the scene, like people are falling down and you're having a disco dance beat. Ah! But it's still good music, and the actual sweeping orchestra bits we do get are pretty good as well. So yeah, this was it's basically Joe Hisaishi trying to find his style for these movies. I mean, he obviously would get better as it went on. I should mention, yeah, the next movie he did with Miyazaki was, of course, Laputa Castle in the Sky, and that the music there's. Okay, I won't talk about it now because that should be reserved for that. But yeah, there is a bit of a history regarding that. And
having said it's in Castle in the Sky that what Joe Hisaishi is now well known for, that's where his trademark style was born, the sweeping orchestra style.
Well, the Disney version anyway. But again,
yeah.
So yeah, overall, it's a pretty great start for Studio Ghibli, even if this wasn't officially their start. We'll get more into it as we pick some of the later movies. And yes, we've already done
Fireflies.
We've already done Grave of the Fireflies, so it'll be the rest of their catalogue we'll go through in the future.
I sure am looking forward to Earwig and the Witch.
Jover, I'm having fun here.
Here we are trying to have fun. You just had to bring that movie
Hey,
up.
come on now. It's a Studio Ghibli film. I mean, I guess if you don't prefer that, there's always Tales of Earthsea.
Don't ruin the
Yeah,
man's
I could probably
birthday.
say that one.
Yeah, I'll be sure to
I will give it credit. I'll still take Earwig over Tales of Earthsea because Tales of Earthsea is so fucking good.
I would agree if it weren't for the fact that Earwig and the Witch literally ends before it can properly begin.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that some other day. Maybe
We're talking about a good movie.
yeah, this is a good movie, guys. Come on, let's stay focused. So yeah, Nausicaa, pretty great start. Who's next?
I'll go next. This is a good movie, honestly. I actually really do like the music, and the characters are nice here. I think I've realized who Kushana. Yeah, I've realized who Kushana reminds me of. She feels like a... Yeah, I guess she feels sort of like a precursor to Kuvira from Season 4 of Legend of Korra. And given how Avatar is no stranger to taking cues from anime, would not surprise me in that regard either.
Oh no, Jova. The one duology of episodes from season 2, those two episodes take a lot of imagery from the Spirited Away. I assure you. No, it's a very blatant. A lot of times.
Yeah, no, this is a good movie. It does have a few flaws, though. Like, for one, I do feel like it oversteps into that boundary of, oh, humans are crap here and there. And then I think the thing that kind of gets on my nerves the most is how Nausicaa is, of course, the virtue signal person, except a lot of her arguments just amount to, oh, you're wrong. Like, she rarely ever gives a good solution to stuff. Now, if that was meant to be her character flaw, that's fine, but the movie doesn't seem to indicate that as a flaw here and there. Also, admittedly, some things weren't entirely clear by the end. Like, okay, so are Asbel's people now cool? Or are they still going to try and do this messed up stuff or whatnot? Like, it's kind of a bit unclear there. And hopefully, I assume the Tamulkians' main reason for leaving is that, well, now that the giant is dead, they pretty much don't really have any means to be quote-unquote invincible now. So, yeah, pack it up and go. And I guess the plot does take a bit to get going, but other than that, no, this is a pretty good movie. Lots of aviation, because of course Miyazaki do be loving that stuff.
Wait till you see Wind Rises. Half of that movie is basically just plain porn.
Gee, in a movie called Wind Rises, no doubt.
It's a very good movie.
Oh, it is. Well, it's a Hayao Miyazaki movie, Shuri. So.
Yeah, this is a really good movie. I'm not sure if I'd call it my favorite Ghibli film, But as far as starts go, it is phenomenal. Again, it does have flaws that keep me from calling it perfect, which, honestly, to be fair, a lot of Ghibli films still have flaws and whatnot. But that being said, with this movie here, I would not mind seeing Ghibli maybe remake this one, assuming that they have the right team for it. Seeing as how it does feel a bit like the plot's a bit incomplete. Now, not in a sense where watching it is not enjoyable, but in a bit where I feel like, some stuff feels missing. I do wonder if maybe the manga addresses this, possibly. Because mangas that are made after anime tend to do that a lot. It depends from time to time. But, overall, good movie. Very good. Next.
No. It's a great movie, of course. Again, much like I said, it's not my personal favorite, but again, I can definitely see why it's so beloved. Because again, it's just one of those. Again, it's a Hayao Miyazaki movie, meaning it has strong thematic resonance, a great cast of characters, beautiful animation, a great score, and it's a movie that has been influential in Japanese media for a very good reason, because it's just so thrilling to watch every time you watch, because the action is spectacular. And again, it's just like pretty much every single, and the script is pretty much, again, in typical Hayao Miyazaki fashion, the script is top notch. Every single line of dialogue feels purposeful. And the movie is also perfectly paced. Never at any point, never anything feels rushed or dragged. So again, it's smart, it's compelling, it's incredibly entertaining. It's a Hayao Miyazaki movie.
Okay, as I said, this is my favorite movie done by this team of people and this company, eventually, obviously, as a team. Again, mostly about how this world is constructed, the type of elements that are in it, how we got to that point, the different politics being involved, and the basic scenario that eventually became a cornerstone of storytelling for all media, fictional media. Again, there's just everything in this movie. A charismatic character that you want to see, but that is only exempt for not being a perfect person. A story that wants to tell the folly of man and how they need to adjust their behavior if you want to survive. It's not a matter of a luxury, it's literally their survival. The message about that technology, especially of the past, will only lead to downfall, and instead understanding nature will eventually, lead to better time. Again, there's just this kind of pleasantness of and intelligence that this movie has that I absolutely adore, applied to this kind of sci-fi theme that's also pleasing to the eyes, despite depicting very gross images like these bugs or moldy, the toxic jungle being full of mold. I have to say, despite a couple of moments here and there and a bit of amusement for the casting, I have to say that this is probably one of the better English dubs to a Japanese products I have heard. So that has to be an accomplishment. I guess that Warriors of the Wind experience traumatized, Miyazaki is so bad, but he scared shit so much. The American company into doing right the next time, and they did. So
it's because
20 years, but yeah.
It's because to remember. Okay, again, our feelings on the men aside. At the time, John Lasseter was actually the one who created that partnership between this, because Miyazaki and John Lasseter are IRL. Well, at least that's last time I checked. I don't know if anything's changed since then. But the point is, at the time, they were IRL friends, and John Lasseter was actually the one that kind of created that partnership and friendship between the two studios. And that's the primary reason. And I can tell you, as someone who has recently watched all of the English dubs with Dwibs, almost all of them are really, really great. Because they always do the same thing they did in this movie. They always bring in some really top-notch actors who are perfectly capable of doing this.
The only one that I know there's a striking difference is The Cat Returns, where one character gets a complete different voice story in terms of voice matching the character, where they hire a comedian for that. But again, I don't know the details. We'll have to get to that at some point.
Also a
anyway.
fantastic movie, but anyway.
I wonder what could compel you to make that statement, Shiroi.
Whisper of the Heart is better. Am I right, Dwibs?
Well,
Hey,
yeah.
I still need to see that, so I don't know.
Actually, okay, you know what, Shiroi? I'll make that film the one you and I watch.
The only thing I'm aware of is that's where Baron comes from. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Still,
Go
I love
on.
the imagery. I love the thematics. I love how intelligent, smart, wise, and how this movie tries to give this message without being excessively preachy. About it. There's just this type of writing that sadly you don't see much anymore these days, that also takes risks. There's also stuff about that it's not literally spoon-fed to you every single second. Some stuff has happened in between scenes, but the moment you see what the next step happened, you connect the dots immediately. For instance, when the ship of Mark Hamill's character's faction gets basically hijacked, the scene that when we cut next to the scene, we see that the girl who has disguised herself as Nausicaa is already with the others, trying to defend the ship. We can easily assume from that the she either got free herself or that they free her because they needed extra power. It's a moment that they could have shown, but we don't need it because the way the scenes are presented makes the progression natural without having the need to do it. It's intelligent, and again, I wish there was more of that in different media, not this movie. If anything, the only thing that I could say that I know it's not applicable to me, but I guess one will tell is that this movie packs a lot. Despite having a relatively simpler plot, comparable to something I say Secret of Nim, a lot of happens in during the length, and you can tell that the pace has to reflect that by being relatively, taking its time. So for some, it might result a bit too slow, potentially for their liking, but I do believe it works for the advantage of the movie, despite having very fast action sequences. It's still a movie that takes its time to tell its story and tell its message. And I really, really love it. I only have really those minor complaints to that. I honestly don't even have a problem with Nausicaa's character also potentially being in the wrong and not being called out for it, mostly because the situations where these happen sadly are presented in a way where either it doesn't matter or there's a bigger problem going on. Again, sure, you can come across of her might come across as a know-it-all or that, but it's more about taking the solutions that gives the most lives of living on the long run. It might sound dickish on the moment, but it's more like trying to make with what they had at that time. Sure, I guess there's a problem potential of not explaining, but the faction of Mark Hamill did not seem the guys who were willing to listen anyway. So I don't know. But I still have to read the manga proper on my own. I know, shocker, Dwibs actually beat me up on this for the time being. But I'll eventually give it a try. Who knows? Next.
Shiroi, you finish this off.
All right. Well, I don't have too much to say that hasn't already been said. So, about the soundtrack, the only thing that really takes me out of it is it's the difference between the instrumentation, not really the style of tracks itself. So, yeah, that's really it for that. And I haven't seen a lot of. I've seen a lot of Ghibli movies, but I also haven't seen a lot because they have quite a catalog. But I would still say this is a favorite. No, it's a very beautiful movie, visually and story-wise. It's nice that it got redubbed, because from what I've heard, the other one would have been...
It was gossip. Okay, here's my take. If you tie me to a chair and force me to watch an infamously badly dubbed anime movie, Give me the Digimon movie over that one any day of the week. At least that one's funny.
And that one was a pretty bad movie. And it's not that this movie isn't funny, it's just like it has humor in like little sprinkles here and there. But and it still works. I do think that the you could argue that Nausicaa is a Mary Sue, but I still enjoy the character very much.
She's the type. I think it's the type where she may be a Mary Sue, but that feels just more like it was done out of a bout of ignorance as opposed to intentionally trying to make her be the character who's always right here and there. Like, I mean, okay, at the very least, she does still have to struggle for some stuff, so there's that. And
I mean, she died.
And I always interpret that scene as she was dying, but they rescued her, because honestly, if these bugs could literally just revive anyone from the dead...
Remember, the appendages that came in contact with her actually heal their wounds. So
yeah, I always took that to mean that she was dying, but they stopped that. Yeah,
basically.
Because again, if the bugs could literally just revive anyone from the dead... Yeah, then we might have wanted to cut a deal with them, possibly.
Yes, sorry, my uncle fell and broke his neck and died. Would you mind bringing him back just to do me a favor?
We're not miracle workers.
Well, that's why I say that I interpreted that she wasn't dead yet. She was mostly dead. There's kind of a difference.
She was only mostly dead.
She wasn't moving.
There's a debate difference between mostly dead and all dead. Please open her mouth.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, everybody else put this very well. This is a fantastic movie, even if not technically their best. It's incredible.
It's a good showing of just how great Ghibli can be, though. That even if this isn't their best, it's still stellar quality.
See you for whatever Studio Gibli movie we do next.
See you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.